Brand name, brand reputation within the market was extremely important to us.
People drive by and they see the Pella name and they like that, and it helps sell jobs.
A warranty for our firm is extremely important. We like to know that a window that we put in is going to be warranted for 10 years, and it's going to hold up, it's not going to leak on us.
Anything that has to do with windows and doors in this particular house, I want Pella to be responsible. That way, if I have a problem or a customer complaint or an issue of any kind that needs to be taken care of, we call Pella, and Pella takes care of it regardless of what it is.
You guys also give us the best warranty service of any window manufacturer that we deal with.
Most of my time is spent up front dealing with the architect and or the builder.
My salesman will go ahead and mark up the plans with rough openings and ink in on the elevations if there are any kind of elevation changes.
We had numerous changes. We added 4 or 5 windows. We went from ProLine to the upgrade Architectural Series window, added SDLs on the front elevation, and then we added the color of the custom color on the front door.
Sometimes you'll make suggestions and say, well, if you change this window to this window, you can save some money on that particular setup, which is helpful because we can go back to our customers and say, you know, what you've picked out here is relatively expensive.
And then we go back to the plans and sit down with the supervisor and get everything ordered and adjust everything to the actual house itself, make minor adjustments based on code, stuff that the architects missed.
Once our salespeople make the contact with the architect, they do the takeoff and send the specs and the takeoff into Greensboro, and we sort of pick up the ball and carry it from there.
I really like PDQ. Probably the thing I hate the most is when a salesman needs something quoted 3 or 4 ways, and you have to go back in and change each individual line. That's the most time consuming.
I'd like to show you how we do a quote, take it from the very beginning. The project name is Washington and Lee University. None of these fields actually have to be keyed in, but it helps you when you're at the quote stage to have something to refer to if you need to call somebody. This is all the sizes available in the ADM. You can also use special sizes, and it will calculate it for you by using your rough openings.
Credits are a cumbersome process for us here on a large commercial job where we have the opportunity to get a price break on a color charge or a special size charge. I'd like to see that as an automatic process in PDQ.
Working with credits, I spend probably at least 1/3 of my time processing credit information.
I look forward to PDQ being all-inclusive, meaning custom pricing would be all in one area. I'd love to see that get completely automated, where it is as simple as PDQ, a no-brainer, pick, click, and get the right price every time.
My name is Maureen Silverstein, second shift cost center manager here in the shipping department at Pella. We just started up a new consolidation center this past year.
And we bring in finished product from Story City, Carroll, Shenandoah, combine it with the Pella product to ship trailers to our distributors and sales branches. In the busy season, we'll ship out 50 trucks a day and bring in 25 to 30 trucks from the other plants.
Our average finished goods turns in our warehouse is approximately 2 days.
We run a 3-shift operation, 5 and 6 days a week.
We are currently working on a process where we may kind of relay out the setup in the warehouse. Brian is working on loading an outbound trailer. He is currently scanning product using an RF gun, a radio frequency wave gun. This gun and the system help us track our inventory. Typically there's a lot of companies out there that will load pallets of freight, and that is the best way for them. Here at Pella Corporation, with the doors and windows and other types of units that we have to ship, it's most economical for us to load it piece by piece. There are certain ways to handle the product. Windows, being made of glass, break very easily. So you've got to be very careful. Mostly you try to handle them upright. You don't want to ever lay them flat in a trailer because when they're going down the road, if you hit a bump, the glass is most likely to break.
see very few problems with getting wrong delivery dates and things coming in late. It's pretty accurate.
Typically, we have 3 shipping days from Pelicorp, and we get bar nones at least 4 per week, sometimes 6 or 7. The situation now is drop trailer is in door number 2, live unloads on the way. Drop trailer needs to be empty by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning for another load, and at 10:30 we have a second one for tomorrow. Our typical mode of operation is to receive in the morning and pull all the products which need to go to the assembly table. In the afternoons, we concentrate on loading the trucks, which is typically 4 to 5 trucks per day. What Tavis, the individual behind me, is currently doing is trying to get the trailer pretty well organized by job. His number one suggestion as to how we could improve the unloading of the trailers is if they could be loaded by job. Number 2, if you'll notice behind me, I'm going to point slightly over here, you'll see a double sitting on top of a double. As you put that heavy unit up there, Tavis is working by himself. It's virtually impossible to get that down without damage to the product or to the person unloading. At our branch, we have recently gone from 2 assembly lines down to 1 assembly line.
We don't do as many units anymore because they're all mostly about 60% coming from the factory value add. I'd like to have a little bit more value add. What we have here in this instance is the 2565 fix. I can't purchase a fix from the factory. The only thing I can purchase is 2 single fix. I have to bring them in here, unpackage them.
What I'm holding is all of the items that we have removed that were applied at the factory. We have duplicated exactly what you see here with the new materials. Currently in the process of loading one of our delivery trucks. After all the product has been checked off on the delivery ticket to assure that it is a complete delivery. If our sales people do the job as they should when they're going through the quote process with PDQ, putting the location of the rooms on the labels. Then when it's time at the job site for the unloading of the truck, very convenient to our customer to get the correct window into the correct opening.
Y'all's delivery has been very good, probably the best of anybody we've used so far.
I like the fact that my windows come out, they're always there, the right order's there, they're there when they say they're going to be there, they call you in advance and tell you when they're going to be there. They're there fairly quick notice, you know, don't need a whole lot of lead time with them.
I think that was part of our decision going with Pella on this one. Not the only one, but because we knew we could get the delivery on time and complete, which it just happened today.
Yeah. They're delivered on time. You call us in advance. I can't say enough about how professional everything is.
The delivery is usually on time within plus or minus an hour.
One window on a job site we find out a week before needs to change because of the roof line or the pitch of the roof line. We need to make sure that window is going to be on the truck for that delivery a week later.
Something that's been damaged or cracked or somebody's dented some of the clad molding, getting that done and y'all coming in and replacing that for us in a timely fashion. We've really not been strung out very long on that. I'd love for it to be faster.
This is 3.5-inch brick mold. We ordered 10 boxes of this. We have 2 large orders which require this, and we received 1 of the 10 boxes.
If we could possibly receive the parts that we order a little quicker, that surely would help speed the process up.
There's some tweaking that can be done to finesse that system and really make it smooth. Again, the ability to react was there, but unfortunately the closure was not there and the parts weren't right, and it took a little more time than we thought.
So we got the piece we needed, but this took 4 attempts and over 2 weeks to get a part that we were waiting on to service a customer's sash.
My dealings with Pella Corporation customer service is very good. I can call Nick or email Nick, and he is back to me no later than 30 minutes on every request that I have.
My name is Ned Eldridge. My company is Ned R. Eldridge, Inc., and we specialize in interior renovation. Using the precision fit in these 3 openings will now match the other 2 windows in the house, and they look almost exactly similar to what's in the house now. We're going to add an insulation strip to the bottom of the window, and we'll be ready to set it into place. We're using DAP Alex Plus caulk. When we get the window set, we will again apply that same caulk to the outside crack and the inside. This is a 2-person job just to make it easier because it's awkward, but it should go right in. Yes, good fit.
I enjoy installing Pella windows. The ease of installation is just incredible.
The nailing fin comes out bendable. It's a great concept and plan. It allows you to do some adjustments in the field. If you've got a little bit of a bowed stud where you can pull the window in a little bit better and bring it back so you can get the adjustment.
It's very hard to get a 90-degree angle on the aluminum flange. When you do get it, and then the sheetrockers come in or anybody comes in and puts something against it, the window gets pushed out.
It works well if you're able to fold them out exactly 90 degrees or actually past 90 degrees and set them that way. The trouble is that I can't be there to watch every window that's being set to make sure that the framers do that.
In the field with the people that we've got building our houses these days, that great product can get ruined in a heartbeat.
We have had some problems when the window is being set, not being set in the right place and not being set even with the sheetrock when the sheetrock gets hung.
What happens when we come to trim it, sometimes that window with the adjustable flange, if the framer hasn't pushed it in far enough, will be 1/2 inch, 3/8 of an inch behind the drywall. Now we've got to try to either pull the window in or we've got to cut the drywall back to make that trim all line back up.
My trim carpenter will probably have to come back in here and cut some of the drywall out to make the reveal of the casing and the jamb work out right.
I'd sure like to see a rigid nailing fin if there was any way possible.
What the competitors offer is more of a fixed flanged scenario where the flange is not flexible. It's a solid piece, so when the window goes in the hole, it stays at one position and doesn't go in and out as the flexible nailing flanges on the Proline.
They mentioned to me, they meaning my lead carpenters, it would be much easier for them if the flange came out already protruded in a sturdy fashion so they wouldn't have to worry about bending that and trying to set the window all at once.
I would just like to see possibly if we could protect the glass in the windows.
That glass masking would help a lot because I do have a lot of problems with scratch glass, and for one reason or another, masons, stucco, window cleaning people.
We'd like to see some protective coating on the glass.
If the windows had a film on them, because the sanders, they'll want to get close to the windows when they're sanding and they'll scratch the windows.
One of the items that was a big particular problem for many of the customers down here is that they didn't like to have muttons or screens on the job site. At our branch distributorship in Greensboro, we will hold screens, muttons, door hardware for our customers.
The accessories for us in the windows has been always a real struggle to deal with the muttons and the window cranks and all that kind of stuff and the screens. And of course the way you've been handling it and delivering it after the job has been installed and near completion, where you deliver the screens and the window cranks to us, has really been a great help.
If we were to pull the muttons and screens out of a designer product, they lost their identity to us unless we found a way to tape or tag them so that we not only knew what job they were for, but what unit they went into.
On this particular job, I think we did, from a cost standpoint, go to the local dealer to put in a regular grill based on cost.
It's nice to have the grills come from a company that comes out and they'll ask us paint colors. It's handled. All I do is call, they come measure it, they come install it, they'll paint the exterior color, whatever we want it to be in the interior color. It's one phone call, and again, one less phone call I need to make is the best.
It's one call. One call, you tell them the colors you want, they measure, install, done. After your windows are clean, you call them, they install in a day. So I have that problem taken care of without, without needing you all.
I use an outside vendor because, well, quite frankly, probably the first time I ever didn't use an outside vendor, they may still not have their window grills for all I know.
if Pella could manufacture a 3.0 entry door, I think it would be in everyone's best benefit.
A nice thing to have would be a 2.8 door.
The double doors, 8-foot doors, and you got to extend the throw bolt. That is a nightmare. I know I'm a short guy, but I'm sure a lot of people have that problem. I can't reach it.
For our company, we'd prefer to have doors sent without hardware, without any holes drilled in them. That way we can decide where we want to put our knobs and our locks and things like that, and not be bound to what a company sends out.
Pella dovetails into what we're trying to do in giving superior service to our customer.
Pella does great.
I've always had a real comfort level with the sales staff and the representative of Pella.
It's a great window. If my next house that I built for myself, I will be using Pella windows.
What we liked is the fact that the Pella windows came from the Pella manufacturer to the Pella distributor on Pella trucks to our job site with a Pella truck and a Pella driver and Pella warranty service.
We've gone to the extra step, the extra length to make sure that it's as carefree and trouble-free as possible. We felt that the Pella windows certainly fit into that whole scheme of thinking, and that's why the ultimate selection was with the Pella windows.
I have no problem with what they do. I like the way they do it, and I'd just like to say thanks and keep up the good work.